Hey, this is Jen Dyes for Status Coup, and here I have Eric Kessner, creator of Bernie or Vest. So, Eric, thank you so much for coming on and telling the audience what you're doing.
Well, thanks for having me, Jen. Um, well, our group was formed last October in anticipation that the DNC would be up to their usual bag of tricks, which, of course, did actually transpire. And so we're gearing up to protest at the Milwaukee Convention, Democratic National Convention. And I have a group of, our group I think is up to 12,400 now, but I believe about 1,500 people are going to go out of that group, and that's just our group. There'll be other groups there, but what we're doing is um, we're protesting the fraudulent election. We think it's illegitimate, um, and that we should either uh, get the policy that we need, or it should just be done over. Or of course Bernie would could make it all better. But
So let's back up a little bit to 2019. So you started this group in October of 2019, and you've already told us that you expected or suspected that there would be shenanigans going on in the 2020 election. So talk a little bit about 2016 and kind of the build up to 2019, and then where we are today. So how it all kind of adds together.
well, I was in Philly in 2016 at the fences, and was there for the disappointment, uh, along with everybody else that was there, and we knew what they were capable of at that point. Um, uh, so, getting ready for 2020, we decided that we needed to do something about it in case it happened again. Um, I felt we were kind of powerless at the fences last time because there wasn't a whole lot of people. Um, we were expecting a lot, and uh, we didn't really see a whole lot of folks. And so we really need a lot of people to show up this time. What we're able to accomplish will vary depending on how many people show up. If a mass of people show up, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Right, and the thing about 2016 is you're absolutely right. There weren't that many people, but I would say that the protests in 2016 did make an impact. You know, of course, mainstream media didn't show a lot of what was going on, but people like Jordan was there reporting, and one of the things that I saw, for example, where the protesters were carrying a coffin, and it was basically like, here lies the DNC, and they tried to get the coffin over the fence. So there were some really
Yeah.
impactful, good moments.
Hmm.
Let's and so of course you I guess hope that it'll be larger, and you'll kind of have those moments that show people that you're serious. You mentioned before that you see this nomination process as being fraudulent. Can you specify, what do you mean by that?
Well, with the exit polls showing, up to 15 to 24% difference, uh, and I guess the UN says that anything over 3 or 4% is very suspect to the fraud. Um, last time we saw them purge the voter rolls, we saw them uh, got all kinds of ways, numerous ways that they rigged it last time, and not much different this time.
Well, and I think specifically, and I don't know if you agree or not, but specifically, a lot of people in our audience talk about the moment where there were rumors that Obama was orchestrating things in the background throughout this nomination process, but there was a specific point where everybody kind of dropped out, got behind Biden, and essentially made it so that only Biden could win.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how Obama still has the power that he has, not holding office any longer. But indeed, he stepped in and stopped it for Bernie. And I think that the powers that be are greater than we understand. Don't think I hear a lot of people saying, well, Bernie sold out, you know, that type of thing. I don't believe that at all. I think he went as far as he could. Not about me. And I think that's where we're at right now. The rest is up to us. And in fact, I think it always was up to us. Um, so I think we got to take the ball and run with it now and look for any and every opportunity until the whistle blows, until the primary is over. It's not over yet. And, these are unprecedented times. And
Well, kind of on that front, what would you say? You're saying it's not over. So very specifically for people who are wondering, what are your demands? Is this about getting Bernie nominated, kind of somehow kicking out Joe Biden? Is this about policy? What is this about? What is your mission statement?
Well, it's about removing Joe and installing Bernie. That's what we really want. Everything in politics seems like the negotiation, and we're at least prepared to stand up for Medicare for all, along with the 800 or 900 or so Bernie delegates that separated themselves from the rest of the group that are digging their heels in for Medicare for all. We at least want to support them. They're not going to be there. The DNC isn't going to have any pushback on location there at Milwaukee, except for the people at the fences. The vest is really, I don't want people to think that it's like in France where they, where it got very, very hostile. And that's what people usually think when they think of a yellow vest intervention or revolution or what have you. That's not it. Basically, the yellow vest is just so people can connect the dots. Because, like on camera, like say on TV, when you see a whole bunch of people at the fences, people think, well, who are those people? What are they doing? What are they about? You can't tell from a camera angle. But if the delegates are in yellow, everybody outside the fence is in yellow, I think that we'll see the size of Bernie's contingency.
Talking about the installing Bernie and getting rid of Joe Biden versus focusing on policies, you spoke about the delegates, and I know some of the delegates are planning their own sort of protests or steps to really enforce that they truly believe in Bernie-style policies, that they don't want to back down on those policies. So what would you say to people who tell you or would say to you, it's impossible to remove Biden at this point. The process is too far gone. So why don't you focus on the policies instead?
Well, that's what it's about for us initially, going to Milwaukee. We've got Medicare for all there, and we're pushing for $15 an hour, Green New Deal, many things. But if we don't get anything, like I fear, I can't predict the outcome of thousands of people. I don't know what they're going to do, but I believe if we can't get any of that policy that we need so badly, I mean, especially right now in a pandemic, if we're not going to get Medicare for all now, they're never going to give it to us. I mean, we've never needed it more. And if we don't get that, I think that convention is going to go sideways. I think things are going to get pretty rowdy. So, we're prepared for that too. But really, this isn't so much about personality as it is about policy.
So would you say kind of the first target and goal is to shine a light on those policies,
exactly.
Emphasize those policies, kind of send the message to the DNC, hey, this is what we're here for, this is what we demand. And then if your voices are not heard, then it could potentially move to another kind of focus, such as installing Bernie and other demands.
Yeah, we'd want. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So obviously we're in the midst of a pandemic. It's really difficult for a lot of people. I'm sure that has impacted your planning and the things you're trying to do. It may have impacted people's traveling plans who planned to come and maybe don't now. Maybe it's inspired other people to come. for various reasons, because we are in a pandemic and we do, as you say, we do need Medicare for all more than ever before. So with the pandemic combined with a mostly virtual convention, kind of paint a picture for people of what to expect if they do show up, or if they're able to show up to this protest.
Sure. Well, bring a mask for sure. That's important, obviously. Social distancing, I'm not sure how possible that is in a very, very large crowd. We've got printed on the back of our vest, stay 10 feet back. I'm not sure. Everything's very unpredictable right now. But we'd encourage people to come down. We'd appeal to people that the risk of not getting what we need offsets the risk of getting COVID. I think a lot more people will die if we don't get Medicare for all. And I think it's time for America to dig their heels in, along with these heroic 800 or 900 Bernie delegates that have decided to break away from the rest of the group and insist on what we need. I think that's very brave of them, and I applaud them for that. And we're going to support them. So.
I think it would be no surprise at all if the media, in covering this protest or this series, days of protests, might paint a picture of, oh, this is just a bunch of Bernie bros throwing a tantrum. So what message do you have for people who will immediately jump to that conclusion?
Well, I'm proud to be a Bernie bro. And if they want to call me, label me a Bernie bro, I've got no problem with that. I support Bernie Sanders. And a lot of brothers and sisters do also. And if they want to make it about a tantrum while we're making it about policy, I'm sure they'll find a way. There's not much we can do to control what they say. But we're planning on a civil protest during the negotiation phase. I don't know if they're willing to negotiate with us or not, but hopefully they can put together that everybody's unified on one side of the fence, and that the people at home at the convention virtually, wearing their yellow vests, are with us also.
And anyway, I think what you're talking about with people at home too, I'm sure you may want to highlight that. So you've been in communications with delegates, which you've already spoken about, but you also have kind of a call out to people who maybe can't make it to Milwaukee. Talk a little bit about the social media push you have going for this movement.
There's a lot of folks that have told me that they can't go, but they support us. For various reasons they can't go, and they want to help and do other things that they can do from home, which we really appreciate. We realize that everybody can't go and that everybody's situation is different. And, there's certainly no hard feelings if people can't make it. So we're just opening it up for anyone who opposes the DNC. We're not going to be the only people there. There's going to be a lot of groups there. The Coalition to March on the DNC is going to be there. There's plenty of other people that aren't in my group that are going to be there that want the same thing. I mean, we all want the same thing.
You know, what you've mentioned to me is it's going to take people coming together at home or in Milwaukee. And you'd mentioned to me on the phone earlier today that you are requesting that people run to their local like Home Depot or Lowe's and grab a yellow vest and, tell people what they can do with that if they get their own yellow vest going.
Yeah. Well, a hardware store, local lumber yards are both great places to buy yellow vest. They're only about $10. You can change your profile picture to yourself wearing a yellow vest, or maybe just a yellow vest by itself if you want. I think a large presence on social media will gather some unity, and we're going to play it by ear largely.
Talk a little bit. I know you can't reveal all of your plans because obviously some of this has to be kept close to the chest here, so the DNC doesn't know everything you have planned. But say as much as you want to, or as much as you can, about what you have planned, particularly maybe for the last day.
Well, if we don't get any policy, if they completely deny us, well, I'll just say what I told my group. We have a public Facebook group. And so what I'm going to say now is nothing that I haven't said before. We're planning on breaching the fences and peacefully walking in and attending the People's Convention. The people have no representation there at this point. No pushback at all on location in Milwaukee. The DNC is, going to be footloose and fancy free, they think, to do whatever they want. I think that this whole COVID situation plays right into their deck of cards. They're,
so obviously, if the fences are breached, that could open up people to getting arrested or getting in trouble or maybe getting injured. So what is your group kind of prepared to accept? You're kind of putting yourselves on the line there.
Like I said earlier when we were talking, the possibilities vary depending on on how many people show up. If we get a very, very, very large group, as well as I do, anything is possible. The primary is not over yet. If things got out of hand, they should know that they could solve the whole problem by pushing Bernie through. I'm not saying it's going to get ugly. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't. I'm pushing a peaceful protest.
On pushing Bernie through, what is your response to those who might say, well, Joe Biden did get more votes. He does have, more delegates. He did win.
If that was the case, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be a group. Plain and simple. If Joe Biden won it fairly, we'd be cool with that. We would be completely cool with that. But he didn't win fairly, and that's the problem. If America really wanted Joe Biden, hey, I've got no problem with a majority. We want what the majority wants. But I think the fact is that there aren't a whole lot of people that believe in Joe Biden. And when it comes to voting, I'm not going to tell people how to vote, but I think the original intent of voting was to vote for what you believe in, not what you're afraid of.
So thank you so much, Eric. Tell people who want to connect with you, connect with your group, maybe who want to go to Milwaukee, how they can find you.
Well, come to our Facebook group, #BernieYourBest, one word. And also you can go to our website, BernieYourBest.com, and see what we have on our mission statement, see if it appeals to you, and join us. I've put 10,000 miles on my car in the last 2 months, driving from Milwaukee and back twice, driving to San Diego and back once from Seattle, both times. And I didn't see one Biden sign. Trump signs all over the place. There's even a few Bernie signs left, even though he's suspended. But zero Joe Biden signs. I don't think anybody has any enthusiasm for that man. They're just, the people that are voting for him are just afraid. So come find us on Bernie Your Best on Facebook, and join our group, and see you in Milwaukee.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.